time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, but it's time for us to leave her. It was a summer day, we set our sails. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. With the freeborn storm we could not fail. Now it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's time for us to leave her. Near 200 ships set out that day. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. And they turned their might towards Qatar Bay, and it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's time for us to leave her. Was a magic fog upon the sea. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. It obscured both friend and enemy. Now it's time for us to leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Aye, the tide still flows and the wind still blows, and it's...
Boom. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream, welcome to Brass Coast. Tonight we're going to have a nice chilled chat with the tambourine folk. I was going to say Brass Coasters, but that joke's been done to death. So hopefully everybody can hear everything and everything is all good. Yeah, you're getting a lot of reaction to the kits already there, Gemma. So you're doing well. You're doing well.
Perfect.
So start off with I can't remember what I was going to say. Happy Trans Awareness Day. We see you and stuff. I can't remember what the thing. I had this thought out in my head about how to say it all, and obviously it's all gone to shit straight off. But doesn't matter. We're here. We're doing this, and this is good. Announcement thing. Yeah, I have one announcement to make. On the fundraiser stream that's been put back twice now is going to happen on Friday the 9th. We are doing a fundraiser for Andy of Armchair Armories fame. He is having saving money, raising money for his top surgery. So we are going to help out. I'm going to stream all day. I'm going to play games, talk crap. So pretty much a normal day for me. So if you feel like you want to give or anything like that on that day, there'll be links and stuff like that so you can do all of that. So I'm going to stream for 11 hours, I think. I'll probably play Space Engineers because 11 hours in that game feels like 20 minutes, let's face it, it's a time sink. So, Andy's chesticle removal surgery. Yes, exactly, Matt. Or Andy, that maybe. That's a brilliant way of putting it. Oh, I should put that one on the poster. That's awesome. So that will all be going on that day. So any support or anything like that you want to show will be fantastico. Keep me going, that's for sure. Because I'll probably need food and drink and stuff. Speed run of all the Valheim bosses. Yeah, I'll do that as well. Allow that one. Spirit Dong into a real Dong fund. Genius. Love it.
Brilliant.
So yeah, so there's lots of stuff that we're gonna do, but we'll do that. I put a thing out in the Discord already. If someone on that Friday fancies being a temporary mod to help me out for the day, keep me going, talk to me, and stuff like that behind the scenes, then that would be cool. Thank you for subbing there. Not subbing, following rather. Appreciate it. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, more stuff will come out. Obviously, you can tell I'm a professional and I'm really good at doing this sort of stuff. So, excellent. Yeah, so Brass Coast. Let's move away from my announcements and what we're doing and stuff like that. We'll get onto the Brass Coast this evening, because the Brass Coast is something that we've covered once, and we got very, very caught up in Broken Wheel in that one, and essentially my hatred of it. So I'm sure it will come up tonight as well. We'll talk in that. So if we start off with Henry, if you want to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I play Ezro. Oh, Ezro e Alvera e Ergo. If you want to get the full thing out the way, which you'll get every time you meet him on the field, I've actually only got about 3 events under my belt. I'd say I've probably had kind of one event where I felt like I was really in it. So
excellent. So what was the full name?
It's Ezro e Alvera e Ergo, because it's first name, it's your name, family name, tribal.
Right. Okay. Imagine saying that a lot when you're drunk. Jeez.
It's why no one remembers our names in character.
I don't understand that question, John. You'll have to clear that one up. Henry's getting a lot of love in chat. That's cool.
Aww.
Vicky's World. Yeah, thanks for subbing, Vicky's World. That was the one. I missed that.
Oh, Vicky.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. And Gemma, if you want to do your introductions.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, I'm Gemma. I play Delphina in full, and I'm about to throw a spanner in the works here. I am Delphina Odalis y Monserrati. Here you go. Yeah, Delphina is fine. So she is very easy to spot because I'm basically the only high lineaged Mero in the Brass Coast, which we can go into later with the whole Mero freeborn thing is a little bit of a contradiction on purpose. I have been to 9 events, so I'm still a little bit newer than some of the people that I do play with a lot, and certainly newer than yourself, Steve. But yeah. So I've been doing quite a few events, only a couple with Delph, and as you can see, I do make lots of kit. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think I've actually heard of you. I see as well.
Of Delphina. Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's been on the field for an event and a half.
I'm trying. It will come to me what was mentioned about her.
That is wonderful.
So it's not going to be something that amazingly great if Max heard of you. It's
still funny.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really, really cool. Yeah, it will come to me. So, loving the long names. Gemma's getting a lot of love now in chat. That's cool. Love from your... so for Henry, love from your adopted Brass Coast family.
Oh, no.
That's Tuna Cupcake. That's a great name. I like that. So, it's fancy names. Jeez, it's really... and where was it? Smo said something mocking me. Arrived 6 minutes late. First thing I hear is Steve saying, "So let's begin." Yeah, I know. my hellos are getting as bad as my goodbyes now. It's wonderful. So, a question from Matt. It's Matt or Andy. Matt and Andy. What are your favourite parts of the Brass Coast brief? So we'll start with Gemma on this one.
That one is a hard one. I've played 3 different freeborn now, so I keep coming back. it's a bit of a strange one for me because I came in and joined the Brass Coast because the people that I was coming to Empire with were already in the Brass Coast. It
Yeah.
wasn't actually the brief that I would have picked naturally. I probably would have gone for but it's become just really important to me, kind of.
Yeah.
And I think some of my favorite things about it is that we are a smaller nation. We were a smaller nation. We're getting bigger. We saw everybody knows each other, and the way that families work within the coast is it's really nice, and I really like that as to play with. I've had a couple of people in the field that I play with really closely as related characters, and that sort of really intense family loyalty is really fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing it off against other things within the brief. With this character, my absolute favorite thing is just being a Mero at all of the other freeborn.
Good.
And that's not really about the brief so much as it's about me. But of course, within the freeborn brief, they do send their Mero children away. So I get a lot of, let's call it comedy fish racism.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's, and you'd think that was awful, but it's very entertaining. So I just really like playing with this bunch of people within this chaotic brief.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
So do you ever, when you're in character, do you ever go around and fish for compliments?
Oh, well done. Not heard that one before. Well done.
Oh my god. Oh, that was awful.
Seriously. I mean, within 3 seconds, you can see them thinking of a fish pun.
Steve, there's a place and time, mate.
No, it is definitely not this. Oh, dear God, scale it back, Steve. Ah, I like that one. Ah. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Not the best part. My own name is a fish pun because Delfina is Spanish and it means dolphin. So there you go. I did that one to myself.
Excellent. Oh, Kit's in chat. Hello, mate. How you doing? Right, so Henry, same question. Without the fish puns, what's your favorite part of the Brass Coast brief?
So for me, I did basically the complete opposite thing in that I'd never LARPed or anything.
Okay.
I'm just a tabletop nerd. Everything else nerdy, and I was like, fine, add it to the collection. Whereas, so my partner had been playing for years and years and years and years, but I was like, well, I don't want to play in your nation, so I'm just gonna go and be by myself in a different one. But the Freeborn was entirely just because I love the honesty roleplay brief. Because I'm not a huge fan in character, no matter what game I play, of kind of the twiddly moustache villains. So I love the fact that as a Freeborn, it's entirely within my prerogative to walk up and go, "That's some bullshit."
Yeah.
And I have to say it. I can't not.
No.
I can't lie about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So, okay, this is an interesting one. So Callum has asked, what is combat in the coast like, and what military units form once they are through the gate?
Okay.
Go on, Henry, if you want to take this one. Well, start this one off.
I mean, I am pretty fighty. It's kind of what I do. Sort of. What was the start? How we fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from it. What is combat in the coast like? And what
we've kind of always, at least whilst I've been in there for a whole year, there definitely hasn't been enough of us to ever kind of split off. We basically just fight as a nation.
Yeah.
We've got 2 generals who are awesome, and they seem to basically swap between the one that's actually in charge of like command, who's going back and forth with field command, and the other one who's leading from the front. And they seem to swap. I don't know, they're just telepathic with each other because they just do it on the fly.
Yeah, they're great.
But I think we've now reached capacity of that working. So I think we're going to start seeing them and the powers that be deciding to create more units designed to do this, do that. E4, we decided to make a kind of form an archer block. so that we could try and do something effective with it. But we'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, you ask anyone, we're just the skirmish nation. We run around. We do a lot of running around.
Okay. Gemma, anything to add?
That's less of a one for me. I've not battled for a while.
Okay.
I'm more doing things on the side of it. So I'm part of the Blood Gold Jackals, as you can see.
Oh, right, okay.
So our commandant, I actually have no idea how to say that name, but it's not.
Sorry.
All right, leader of our banner, who is Inez in character. She will be in the chat as Kappa, I'm sure.
Yes.
She started the war chest, so we've tried to get this. Well, she's tried to get this nation war chest off the ground. We've only actually had it for one event. We collected the box at E4. So what we're trying to do with that is get people to put into the box things that we can then distribute to our fighters, because we are getting bigger. We are because we are such a skirmishy nation, breaking through and running in and running out. We want to hand potions out to everyone. I can't really answer so much for the field, but I can mention that. So if anybody wants to get involved with that in the field, come and talk to the Jackals about that.
Yeah, that's cool. So Captain Bellamy has asked. This one's okay. So Henry, you have to take this one because
I know who this is.
Yeah. So why is your kit brief so awesome, and why does Henry look so good in blue?
I mean, if it's going to be just general kit brief questions, I mean, Gemma's the person to ask.
We're asking about your kit though, as well.
I mean, I just have to be different no matter what I do. So my kit has no red and no orange in it at all. Everything I wear is a peacock color. Like I wear greens of multiple shade, purple, blue, gold, and yellow taggle, which I'm not wearing now because it does not fit with this.
Okay. So how did you come up with your inspiration for your kit that you wore? Then was there an external like idea that you had for it, or?
Not really. I kind of just try and fit in brief as much as possible, because I haven't really been doing it for very long.
English Valkyrie, thanks for following, and also thank you for that answer. So they've answered the question for you, Henry. It says, right. Because the only dye I had the day we dyed his shirt was emerald.
I just put 2 and 2 together of who that is.
Yes, that's brilliant.
And that's hardly fair because her kit comes in 2 colours, which is red and black. And that is it.
Oh dear.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
In fairness, like, yeah. I have a scarf that matches this shirt because they went in the same wash.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, really good. That's awesome. So what about you, Gemma? Let's talk Brass Coast kit.
Yeah. Again, when I was originally coming into Empire, it wouldn't have been the kit that I chose.
No.
Now it's become a whole thing. I've got so much kit. I love it. One of my favourite things about it is because layering is built into our costume brief. You can go wild. It's how many layers can I fit on my body all at once? So finding different ways to layer. So like this outfit, the pink and yellow, I quite often have. Well, I've not actually worn it in the field yet, but when I've done kit tests with it, there is harem pants, a skirt, the top, this thing, multiple coin belts. You can just layer and build onto your kit and make it really modular, which is really cool. Because hot events, more layers, fewer layers. Cold events, more layers. That's great. I don't really have a specific like real world influence for mine. It's more just what suits this character. I come from a costuming background, like that's what my degree is in. So I very much approached it as character design rather than clothing design. With Delphina specifically, I'll talk about her since it's her kit behind me. I made this pink Rosie in the first lockdown, and I've made like 4 more since. It's become the shape. So she always has the same sort of silhouette, split skirt, so that it moves and opens and shows the layers underneath, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I think that being really brightly coloured and all movement and sound as you move it is just it's great. And it really stands out for me. It's just, you don't see it as LARP clothes so much. Right. You know, when you go on the LARP website, it's all very the samey.
Yeah.
You don't get it off the rack, so it's that bit different, and I think that's really nice. Quite hard to buy off the rack though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can imagine. So we can hear you coming a mile away then when you're walking around.
Oh yeah.
Excellent stuff.
Bells. That one doesn't have the bells on.
So what made you want to join the Brass Coast then, when you were sat down? And I mean, obviously your friends were there, but you said that was it the League or Dawn was your preference. So why haven't you? I mean, you've gone through. This is your 3rd character.
Yeah, this is my 3rd one.
So why haven't you decided? You know what? I've played a little bit now. I'm going to go League. I'm going to go Dawn.
Well, after that first time, by that point, I'd just fallen in love with Brief, and I had so many ideas that I still wanted to play with in the Brass Coast that I've just kept rolling back. My first character died. My second one, I ended up retiring mid-event to come and play Delphina, because I had this idea in my head, and I was like, I want to play this annoying little fish in a nation that she probably shouldn't be in. And so yeah, I don't know, I just keep finding things in the brief that are really interesting. I do have a Dawn character planned and an Orc character, but we'll see when that happens.
Excellent, that's really, really cool. So about you, Henry, because obviously your other half's gone off to pick the wrong nation. It was Dawn, wasn't it?
No. She's in Wintermark, but she's been in Wintermark for years.
Oh, the wrong nation.
Before I even came along.
Yeah, the wrong nation.
She left Navarre, so
so did I. Yeah, so did I. I went Urizen, Navarre, Wintermark. But yeah. So what was it about the Brass Coast brief then that made you want to go there instead of any of the other nations?
I think it was just, I just fell in love with the character concept I created for Ezra, which is just being this, he's basically Sinbad. Like, I just took Corsair and went with it. Especially because there's been so much recent history where there's been really cool, objectively fun stuff, somewhat depressing at times. So his entire background is to do with the Freeborn Storm.
Awesome. Okay. That's cool. Bless you.
Thank you.
Right, so I've asked my own question now, and I've given everybody enough time to ask like 5. Right, let's go for. So Ben's asked, why is the Brass Coast the best coast?
I mean, there's not many other coasts to choose from, let's be honest.
It goes with the name.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Ben. I expected more.
It wasn't going to be Varushka, was it?
Well, I hear their fleet's better than the Brass Coast. Well, no, everyone's fleet is better than the Brass Coast because everyone else has a fleet. Oh, shade. Did you like my choice? I hope chat enjoyed my choice of song for the beginning of this stream as well. The Lament of Katazar Bay.
Smashing.
Yeah, it's a great song. Really well sung by Justin as well.
Yeah,
it's Ben, you're going again. Ben, are you just trying to provoke people? His question is, what happened down in Feroz then?
What happened there was just spend some time in the military council tent and you'll find out.
Good answer. I like that.
I think PB wanted to close a war front, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah,
because they knew that we were going to lose the game.
Yeah.
Pete has asked, is there any particular reason you chose the tribal names that you have? Gemma, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I mean, so the tribes all have broad briefs of their own. We are both the same tribe, which is Erigo or Erigo, however you...
Yeah.
Erigo was the sister who was the fighty one, basically. So people who are Erigo tend to be fighty in nature. They tend towards the military and so on and so forth. I don't know what the story is for Ezra, Henry, but for Delphina was, until recently, one of the Redwind Corsairs. So she has been in the army since she was about 17. She fought in Segura and so on and so forth. So being Erigo was just, it made sense for her. I've been 2 Guerras and now I'm Erigo.
Awesome. Henry?
Yeah, it was totally just as I was planning on being fighty mostly.
Yeah.
In terms of background, he's just always been in that tribe. He's never changed tribal.
So
he was a fighty guy who ended up landing as the head of his house and doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many tribal names are there then in the Brass Coast?
3.
So what are
3-ish.
Ish. Okay. So Guerrera.
So we've got Guerra, Erigo, okay, and we've now sort of tentatively got Zemrus.
Okay.
So there was, I don't actually fully know the story of the Zemrus Islanders. It's not a part of the brief that I've really delved into, but there was a bunch of freeborn from an island called the Zemrus Isles.
Okay.
And some of them know themselves as something E, Zemrus, rather than Erigo, Guerra, Kaiser. Do you know anything more about that, Henry? It's not something I've...
Not hugely. It's one of those things that I compartmentalised as something Ezra doesn't know, and I'll find out from people on field.
Yeah, that's
pretty much exactly the same. It was just like, Delphina's been away fighting for that long. She's come back and there's all these people calling themselves Zemrus, and she's like, don't know what's going on over there, but it's entirely within her nature to go and find out. I've just not had time.
Ask them if they're Varushkan. Just pretend they're not even part of the Brass Coast. Yeah, oh, that's your name, right? Are you from Varushka? Are you from Varushka? Or Dawn?
Outfits for Varushkans.
Dawn doesn't need more players.
Taken field, it's fine.
Peter's asked, as the spiritual home of Empire's fleet resource, how do people depict them? Viking longships, Roman triremes, or medieval tall ships with ballista and catapults on them? In your opinion, does the Freeborn fleet aesthetically look different from the rest of the empires?
I mean, sorry, I'm butting in here, but I have a very specific idea of what they look like for me, and that is very trireme. Let me remember the right name. Lateen rigged, so the big triangular sails, and that entirely comes from. I can only imagine she's in the chat at the moment talking about it. If she's not, I'm going to have to shout at her. But Kappa drew an absolute load of boats as her previous character, who was a freeborn shipwright. So she designed them, and that formed my idea of them as well. I suppose it's a little bit like the sort of Egyptian Roman triremes sort of thing, rather than anything else. Medieval's a bit too late, really, for Empire at large. But yeah, I think that really works. And she did some great designs.
I'll have to have a look. Henry,
I'll get it in the Discord.
Yeah, I'd say not looking too late medieval. You'd be looking. I always see them as more. Well, certainly fit to purpose. I think you'd see loads of different types of ships if you were to walk the sort of the docks of Madruga.
Mm.
But I think because the Bay of Katazar very much kind of lends itself to a kind of the Mediterranean vibe, it would be a lot of galleys if you're looking at like Persian galleys. Obviously, the Corsair brief is very kind of Barbary coast type. So I'm sure you would have the kind of the medieval side, but very much the kind of 14th century type ships as well. If we're going off to Asavea or the Delves or the real deep water stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, didn't have medieval ships aren't too late. I'm thinking of like Golden Age piracy era. No, medieval is.
Yeah, they're way too late.
It's been a long day. I apologise.
That's fine. Okay, this is an interesting one. So, Captain Bellamy, how much does your group impact your game and character choices? Henry, do you want to take this one? You're laughing.
I don't know how much of that is just milking it because I've been absorbed by his group. If he's who I think he is. I mean, I came in as kind of a lone wolf, and simply happened on my group because I was offered cheaper blood and salt ritual if I joined the banner, and we needed it, so I did it.
Good a reason as any.
Yeah. I don't know in terms of identity, because I think my character's identity was very already there and cemented. Namely, I'm not a changeling like all of them. They all get stuck in tents.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. John, they really do. Okay, so how about you, Gemma? How about with your group?
So I pretty much wrote Delphina to come and join the Jackals. And part of that is my OC friendships with the people who were already in the Jackals. So I did actively want to join them. And it has like affected quite a lot of how I planned to play Delphina. The entire Jackals are very much we want to do what's best for the coast. And that's Delphina's entire thing. She has been away from the coast for years for various reasons, partly because she was sent away to Urizen, then she came back, then she joined the Red Wing Corsairs and buggered off again in fighting in the war. So it was very, she has to have this fighty background. She has to have the interests of the coast at heart. And just align with that really, and it's a really fun little brief that we've got going on, but beyond that, find that out in the field.
Excellent. So this is a nice little question. This is a nice question. I like this. There's a whole cliche of Freeborn and the Ocean Eternals, but most water-based Eternals feel like they are day Eternals, and Marrow rarely do stick to the coast. So who is your favourite Eternal or realm I see, and why?
Well, interesting to ask that one when Delphina's a filthy family mage. So she is a spring mage. I don't really mess with the Eternals, so it's not something that I can really answer in terms of which is my favourite Eternal. I don't mess with them. It's a whole thing I see where Delph is very much like,
Okay.
Spring I chose, and I think it's really important for the course because of rituals like Blood and Salt and Merciless Wrath, and we've got quite a lot of healing rituals and things like that within Spring. But I also started learning night magic as well, which is fun for a whole other reason. It's just secrets and mystery, which is the exact opposite of what you'd expect Mero to be doing, I think. But
that's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That. So, what about you, Henry? Do you get involved in anything like that?
I know nothing magic-wise. If anything, Ezra is probably more interested in the Eternals than he is in actually doing magic.
Yeah.
Just on the grounds that they're intriguing. But definitely night magic. If I was going to play a lineage, it would be Naga, because I basically am one anyway. If the Iron Confederacy start to get really threatening, I'm just going to start jumping into the Night Realm until I become one.
Okay, that's
In terms of
interesting.
Eternals, for that reason, I just quite like Sidogwa for the idea of there being just a kind of a
That's a
toady magic man living in the Night Realm.
Yeah, it's strange. I find that people, especially like the fighty types, it's like, oh, I don't want to do magic. This is my favorite Eternal though, or this is the Eternal that I like, and stuff like that. Because I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly the same. But for me, it's Cathan Kane because I want a castle.
Fair enough.
That's literally it. That's literally it. There was talk a few years ago of doing something so that Matt can do some stuff to earn a castle. So all the military would then say, right, you need you to put the castle here, and Mac wouldn't. He'd put it in his little homestead right next to where he lives because he wants to live in a castle. That was literally it. So, but then all the stuff came out about what you had to do to please Cathan Kane, and that sort of led to very interesting conversations in the field. Made Mac want to do it even more, I will admit, because yeah, but that's a very different conversation. So
Probably my least favorite Eternal. I know that one. My least favorite would be Siaka because I got eaten by a Siaka Herald. There you go.
I like the Siaka ones, but I love sharks myself. So when dealing with a few people who have dealt with Siaka Heralds and stuff, I had a very interesting conversation with someone saying, I'm going to go, this Siaka Herald is coming to look for me. I'm going to go in unarmed and see if I can have a conversation with them. It was a very much a, you're going to get stabbed up, mate. They're going to kill you. They really are going to kill you. And lo and behold, he went in and got stabbed up. He didn't die, they rescued him, but yeah, he got stabbed up big time. It was very, very funny. Alright, what else have we got? I'm scrolling through all the chat now. So how have you found things in the Brass Coast then? Because they've gone from being one of the smaller nations, and then now I'd say ignore COVID. So for the last 4 or 5 events that have happened, Brass Coast have gone through something of a growth spurt. They've had quite a few people join because they've gone from being only in that little corner of the field. They spread out there, and they've actually started to move into the field next to it. So then they're a lot closer to Dawn now in the other field. So how has that affected your game and the way that you've been playing?
Wouldn't really say it's affected how I've played in the nation. It's just it's really nice. It's nice to have just seen. There's so many of us now that it's really it's nice to know that it's a popular nation. I know that's strange, but yeah, it's especially made a difference to our fighting force. We've actually got one now. whereas before it was like he's 4 people in a shield. When I first went, so I was E4 2017 was my first event. We were literally like this big, and now we've spread out. It's really nice. You can spend half your event going around our different groups. I don't know everyone in the field. That's the hard part now.
I mean, we've never met.
No.
That's cool.
You can spot me a mile off, so by all means.
Excellent. I think I've definitely discovered that since I've been doing these streams is that there's a lot of people who I probably wouldn't talk to. I mean, Delphine is on my radar for some reason, and I can't remember what, because I haven't been in the field for like a year and a half.
If you remember, please tell me, because I need to know.
Yeah, it's very obvious when Mac's wanting to talk to someone, because you can generally hear me like shouting someone's name like half a mile away.
What have I done?
Probably nothing. Are
you on the Farad'n hit list?
Me? No.
It's probably going to be drugs related of some description. Let's face it. So there's probably going to be something like that, but I can't remember what it is. It's something
that I feel once.
I can't remember. I should write stuff down. But if I could barely do it for a stream, I'm not going to do it in the field either. So, But yeah, it's probably something like that. But yeah, we'll find that one out in the field when I get back in and someone comes up to me and says, "Oh, what's going on with this?" And I'll go, "Oh yeah, that's it."
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll come. Wow! Every time I go into the Brass Coast, I always just go over and have a little chat with Vito for 5, and then I'll wander off.
I bet that's why you've heard of me.
Oh, probably.
Delphina has not spoken to Vito yet, but I've sort of heard through the grapevine that Vito's just got a little bit of a vendetta because he doesn't like Mero. Fortunately, I quite like Johnny OC, so it'll be fine once that appears. But it's not happened yet, so. But I bet that's why. I bet it's related to Vito.
I don't know. Vito never slags people off. He doesn't put people down to me. And that, because I think the last conversation I had with him was in the middle of a battle, and I saw him, and I don't know what the name of the headdress is that he wears.
He wears the pointy helmet, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, he didn't have it on. He had something else on.
Okay.
And that had come off basically, and I walked up to him as he was putting it back on, and I've told him I've never seen him naked before. It's good. I like that, having that sort of relationship with him. But okay, so has the dynamic of the Brass Coast changed? That was probably a better question to ask with the amount of people that have joined.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. We've just got, if anything, we've just got bigger and therefore louder.
Yeah.
Which is really fun at the meeting that we do right at the beginning of an event, because there's just this massive big cluster of freeborn and you can't get a word in edgeways. But
I think it's definitely we've kind of reached that point now where we've had enough people coming up with some really good ideas that we have that kind of camp feel that some of the other nations have, like how Wintermark have their absolutely ginormous fire pit, and now we have the really cool notice board that kind of delineates our camp center.
I mean, we are supposed to have a really cool fire pit, but it keeps disappearing somewhere. So
I've seen it. It's just a little small.
Yeah.
So yeah, someone just puts it in a den, I'm assuming.
We stole it one.
I was going to say, the huge Wintermark fire pit rarely gets a lot of people around it. It's only happened once, from my memory. It's not yeah, I think the Navarre fire pit is the one that gets that because that's beautiful, and that gets used a lot. So yeah, there's lots of different things that could get used. I mean, like, so what would be is this notice board then? Is that the Brass Coast gathering point? I mean, what are the Brass Coast meetings called? What do they call everyone? So like Wintermark has a moot, you have a standing.
I think we're still working on that.
Oh right.
Yeah, I don't know the name. Come on, we're still freeborn. We're not that organised.
Okay.
I think people floated ideas to do with boats, but like there's groups called look like with Armada in the name, and the Kohan don't want anything to do with boats, so
it might have a name, and I've forgotten. It's been a while, but it's a really beautiful board that has like shuttered doors that open. And I believe it's got a little donation box that you pay to use it, and then put your posters up and so on. But it's a really nice little addition, I think.
Yeah,
I think it really kind of, it's a great way for us to do kind of a notice board and type meeting place in that very market bazaar feel that you have from the Brass Coast.
Okay. So Kyle has asked a super specific question. This is going to test your knowledge. What is your opinion? What is your opinion of Empress Barabbas or Emperor Barabbas? And does the Brass Coast have any desire to find him?
I don't know where he is.
Yeah, I've not heard many freeborn talking about Barabbas. There is a song about those Barabine tubs. As far as I'm aware, none of us are really looking for him.
He made boats. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go, Kyle. That's I don't know what sort of argument you were looking for there, with your high guard head on rather. Oh, jeez, can't talk again.
I think possibly High Guard care about that more than we do. We've only had the one freeborn throne, and I think we're more interested in that one, and the
He,
possibility that a new one might be.
yeah, he's kind of a big deal, so
Yeah.
No,
Ended Slave, you might have heard of him.
yeah, you know.
no one cares about Highguard.
Well, they're smaller than us now, so
Yeah, this is true. This is
Yeah,
true. Catherine is a babe, to be fair. Thank you, English Valkyrie. I appreciate that one. Oh, this is a good one. So, this goes back to a question earlier. So, we'll cut on to that one. I'm just going to quickly scan through because this one is going to probably take up a fair bit of time, as it did last time. So, Broken Wheel.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, here we go. Let's chuck onto Broken Wheel. So the first question I had about Broken Wheel was why, and it's been expanded on now of what would you replace Broken Wheel with, if anything. So yeah, because Broken Wheel seems to cause issues.
Yeah, it's pretty controversial. Even within the coast, it's pretty controversial.
Yeah. So what do you think what do you think Broken Wheel should be then?
Well, it's meant to be a challenge of the virtues.
Right.
The wheel, the broken wheel, it referenced is the wheel with 8 spokes, or however many spokes it is, with the virtues. It's meant to purposefully challenge people's ideas of the virtues, to get them to think about the virtues. In the field, at times, it sort of fallen into just its silly time, and yeah, I don't particularly like Broken Wheel, as we were discussing on the Discord the other day. It has become silly time. Let's go and annoy everybody, and yeah, it should be a religious festival, not. Right? And if it was taken to the element that it should be, which is challenging the virtues, it could really work.
Yeah.
But people use it as an excuse, unfortunately.
So what are your thoughts on that, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, I've only experienced the one, but it didn't seem to be themed in any way more than just festival. In terms of what to replace it with, I mean, yeah, we did. It was discussed on the Discord like a week ago. I've always felt that some of the best national festival events, because I think everyone has one, are the ones which are parades, because they interact with everyone, and everyone kind of knows about them, because obviously you've got high guards, you get the marchers just wassailing around, and I kind of feel like that would be so freeborn to do, is to just jangle around Anvil.
Yeah, because you get the Navarre who have the Spring Festival as well, and you've got things like that. So Moonchild Majora's saying in chat there, it's hold on, I have to approve messages here. For reason hostility. Let me just have a read. Right, no, that's fine. That's fine, and that's fine. So, Moonchild Majora said, because a lot of the time it's not turning virtue on its head. Some people use it just to play pranks and be dicks. That's been my experience of it. It's meant to show why the virtues are important. The proud become humble. Ties of loyalty may be ignored. The prosperous become ascetic, and the wise act as fools. It's a time of foolishness, pranks, and trickery that begins with a symbolic chase, where 7 effigies of the paragons are chased from the camp in a gleeful and chaotic parade.
I've seen a couple of the effigies a couple of times, but it's not. It's a really difficult one because I try to ignore it for the most part. Like last time. So that was E4 2019. So Delphina and Inez basically left the camp. We were both just walking around with our little drums, just having our own little fun time, which ended up really nicely. We ended up playing the drums with the Gate Renders at Songs and Storytime, which a whole series of events happened. It was great.
Was it a little bit of Smash, was it?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, love that song so much.
It was, yeah, that's the exact song that they wanted us to join in with. It was great fun.
That's so cool.
I have no idea what the other Freeborn were doing at that point because we'd left.
Yeah, because like Moonchild has said, big mad parade, please. Because
Yeah.
that would be so cool.
The one that we were throwing around that I thought would be an awesome idea, and that's just my opinion, was to just do a tribe, the founding sisters parade. Just have all the Freeborn split into tribe, and just kind of being loud, maybe trying to theme your kit on that event to that sister. You know, maybe we have one of each tribe who gets elected or wins a bid to represent that sister for the parade. Definitely not because we want Aracellus to be Arrigo Reborn.
That's because she is.
Well, she wears gold.
She's just, yeah.
Oh, Smo says F for the Gate Renders, yeah, because of course they were all killed. Sad times.
I think there's potentially one left.
One left.
A couple of them left, but yeah, yeah, that is why we were playing the Smash song, because one of them was on his way out.
Yeah, that's sad times. I like them. Yeah, it'd be really cool because I think with all the festivals that go on across all of the nations, and when everybody talks about it across the nations, they say, so like, oh yeah, the Navarre do this, the League do this, Highguard do this, and then you go, oh, on the Brass Coast, oh yeah, they do that. So it's led to, because I've spoken to a few people, and when people go out as Broken Wheel and they get people from the Brass Coast walk towards their fire, people will actually say to them, you are not welcome at our fire tonight. Go away. I have done it. I'm guilty of that in character. I'm definitely guilty of it.
And that is the way it's played in the field. That's entirely understandable. But for the Freeborn who do still have things to do on the Saturday, it makes life really difficult.
Yeah.
It does have the weird flip side of... Sorry.
Go on.
No, just the entire event, it seems that you can just... We have a weird carte blanche to do anything, though, because they're like, oh, it's a Broken Wheel thing. And I'm like, nah, I'm just going over there, man.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not trying to do anything weird.
Yeah.
I've heard people being like, wait, is this a Broken Wheel thing? And it's like, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. It's not started yet.
Yeah. I mean, my experiences of it are very much out of character. It's if people come up to me and it's a festival and stuff like that, I will happily encourage and help and do whatever I can to help out. In character, having some of the Brass Coast come up to Mac when he was in the Navarre and do, oh, it's Broken Wheel, and they were dressed differently, and it's like, okay, that's fine, that's a bit weird, but you know, whatever floats your boat. And because it's obviously not Catazar Bay. And then they just saying, yeah, we're doing this, and then they proceeded to, yeah, we're going to be Navarre, let's go and nick stuff, and it's just like, excuse me?
It's not on.
Yeah, so it's like I've seen them be chased out of the woods because they've tried to nick stuff, because apparently that's what the Navarre do, and it was very much a case of, oh, this is just bad. Please, so it got to a point where for Mac especially, it's just like, yeah, go away. I know other people in the 2 feet are very much just, go away, not interested. But if there was a massive parade, something like that would be awesome. It's going to be one of the big things to be. I'd love to see the Brass Coast take hold of it and really run with something, because it'll be amazing to see, because you get all of these wonderful photos of all of the other festivals that go on, and then you're
there's no photos of Broken Wheel, because apart from anything else, why would there be when everybody sort of splits off to go and do other things?
Yeah. So Moonchild's just said there, just encouraging people to be like bad at juggling and stuff, silly stuff, not being a dick.
Yeah.
So
we left camp because we went to a Varushkan wedding anyway, but half the family were walking backwards because of endurance. But like we had all the others watching out for them, making sure no one was getting in the way or anything like that. Because
like we were saying on the Discord the other day, if you're going to go and annoy people, you have to be entertaining at the same time. It shouldn't be annoying or see.
No.
It shouldn't be ruining someone else's game. You should at least be entertaining them with whatever silly thing that you've decided that you're doing.
Yeah, because the best thing I witnessed was there was a group of people and they were singing the anthem of the Empire, and they were singing it so bad they were just it was almost heretical.
Yeah,
they were changing it.
First event.
That was brilliant. That was genius. That was really, really good.
It was so much fun. And we were going around Anvil, going up to people at fires and going, "We'd like to sing you a song." And if people accepted, we purposefully sang it as badly as possible.
Yeah.
And so it was already the blasphemous version of the Imperial Anthem, sung really, really, really badly on purpose. But people were entertained, at least. So somebody at Shattered Tower paid us. Some marchers paid us in some really horrible moonshine.
Excellent.
The Varushkans, obviously the Varushkans have the night market on the same night, so they were like, yes, very good, buy things. Buy things now. So that was great fun. And I think by that point we'd amassed some money, so we went and we got distracted and went for booze, because why would you not? So yeah, I'd definitely do that again. It was great fun. Sneaking into Highguard going, "We're going to get murdered," was less fun, but
yeah,
we didn't get murdered. They thought it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, there are obviously good things out there that people are doing and trying for it, which is fantastic to see. It's just, I think it's going to be one of those things. It's a bad reputation is difficult to shake. So
Definitely.
But it would be really cool to see a huge thing going on. I'd like that. I think there were some other comments going on about it, like a lot of people use Broken Wheel to get up to their own robbing, bad behaviour and rubbish, so they take advantage of the chaos. It's sad. So yeah, there's been like some people swapping kit and stuff like that, so they look like other people. So that's cool. So let's move away from Broken Wheel, because it's something that we're not going to fix it on a stream. It's going to be something that I hope a lot of people in the Brass Coast can get together and just say, let's do this, let's try this, and do something with that, because that would be awesome to see. It would be really, really cool. So I expect to hear things jangling and sounding like a thunderstorm on the other side of the field at some point. That's what I would love to hear.
If we're not the nation of conga lines, I don't know who is. So.
Oh my god.
Going through Anvil, just picking other people up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, an anvil-shaped conga line where the front will actually catch up with the back at some point and will never stop. That's the joke. And then people in the Brass Coast then just sort of step out, replace them with someone else. So Brass Coast aren't in it anymore. They're not there anymore. They're just stood at the side going, "What the hell are you lot doing? Don't you know we're at war as an empire? Why are you doing a fucking conga?" That's an idea. There you go. Fix Broken Wheel. Oh dear. So, Pete has asked an interesting question. So, everything can have a price. How has this influenced your roleplay, and what has been the best non-monetary fee you have seen or heard of? Henry, do you want to take that one?
In terms of influencing the roleplay, I mean, you always have that kind of initial thing of you go up to every other nation and expect to have to pay. And so you always have that roleplay of your character, on whatever basis you've decided they know other nations, getting used to the fact that no one else is going to do that to you, because that's just a freeborn thing. But at the same time, I just really love the fact that I always use the example of if you come up to some freeborn at their fire, it gives you the perfect knowledge of how busy are they right now, and do they want you there? Because if they're like, yeah, it's one ring, or just come and tell us who you are, then you're more than welcome. If they're like, it's 30 thrones, like they're busy, just move on.
Leave them be.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of actual like rewards, I haven't actually heard of any particularly entertaining ones, unfortunately, yet. But I'm sure there have been.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Yeah. What about you, Gemma?
There's definitely ones where it's like, yes, you can join us, but you have to tell us a story, or so on and so forth. I've heard of people having to sing a couple of lines of Rakeza's Dream, one of the songs. I feel like I've heard of something and it's just it's stuck in my head somewhere, and I've forgotten a really funny one. If I think of it, I will add it in. But yeah, so it really is open to anything from yes, it's one ring, or a story, or something like that. You could be absolutely completely ridiculous with it if you wanted to be. Like Henry was just saying, if you don't want someone to join you at your fire, you could name an impossible price.
Yeah.
Like, bring me an eternal and you can join us. That basically means get out and leave us alone. So it's a really nice little bit of the brief, I think, and it's something that I personally need to get my head around more. The amount of times I forget to offer just a ring or whatever for some information or something is just ridiculous. I really need to get better at it. But it's a bit of the brief that I find really fun.
Yeah, I when I think it was year one, a friend of mine, he played a character called Floyd. He was a guide in the Navarre, and he would basically just wander, and he'd go off to introduce himself and tell stories and stuff like that. And he went up to it was a bar in the Brass Coast, and he walked in, and he just said, "Oh, can I sit down and join you?" And they just said, "Yep, it's a throne for the chair." So he was like, "Okay." He paid a throne. He sat down in the chair, sat down, had a few drinks with him, got up, picked the chair up, and walked away.
Brilliant.
So, and that was it. And they were following him back, and he came all the way back to. I was in the park. We were in the Pathfinders at the time, and turned around, and they were saying, "Right, give us the chair back." It's like, no. I bought this chair. I've paid for this chair. You can buy it back for 4 thrones. So basically they had to go back and pay for it because the militia got involved and said, yeah, he's done nothing wrong. So yeah, he ended up paying for it. So it was.
So what I'm learning there is when you're speaking to the Navarri, be really specific.
Yeah, well, yeah, the players was very switched on in that sort of time, and I think a little bit of alcohol had been had and that by a few people, and he just took advantage, and it was brilliant, and it was really, really good. So Joe's asked a good question. So what's the best way to enter, approach, and chat to the Brass Coast to make contacts and friends? I like that one.
Yeah, literally just badge up to us. Freeborn being honest as they are, we don't find it offensive at all if you literally just come up to us and say, do you know something about this? Or would you be interested in this? If you get a flat no, great, go and find a different one. But you come into the Brass Coast and go, so I'm trying to organise some military units to do a thing, or I'm trying to organise some fleets or anything like that, or I'm trying to sell things. Someone will engage with you. They absolutely will. And especially if you want to just come and like chat round a fire, by all means.
Yeah.
And if you can join them, as we've just been saying, it might be a case of you have to tell them a story or you have to pay them a couple of rings, but it's built into our brief that we will say we don't mind people coming and sitting at our fires, and our banner certainly wouldn't. We like interaction. So it's just seriously, just come and say hi, come and ask us what we're up to, whether you can help, and someone will engage with you, I promise.
Okay. Anything to add to that, Henry?
Yeah, I think just just rock up to them and be super confident and just.
Yeah.
I think the Broscos generally attracts maybe a slight like. It's an outgoing brief.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, just absolutely just come up and just be like, "Hi, this," and I'd be like, "Cool," or it might be like, "Sorry, I need to go somewhere." But yeah, absolutely, I love just throwing people the right directions.
Even if the freeborn that you've chosen to speak to isn't interested, chances are they'll go, "Oh, I know so and so will be interested in that. Go and speak to this person," and someone in the coast will want to engage with you about it. Definitely, whatever it is that you want to speak about.
So what's been, so we'll go to you, Henry. So because you've only been playing for a few events now.
Yeah.
So what has been your favourite part of Empire for yourself that you've been involved in or you've seen or anything like that? What's your favourite thing that's happened?
I think it's kind of two things. Is like, I do really enjoy fighting. So like taking on stuff like the crabs of the Grendel and the ice giants and just getting all that, and having the unity of doing that experience but with all the other freeborn. But I think actually is as I don't know if this is the same for you, Gemma, but I find as the freeborn we have kind of almost an expectation to kind of get in other people's business.
Yeah.
Like the other nations are like, "Oh, this freeborn's here. Fair enough. They're everywhere."
Yeah.
So I've just had a really enjoyable time just making friends with some Dornish by just rocking up in their camp and then suddenly just hearing about like things in Dornish love affair and being like, "That's fun.
Yeah.
How can I prod it?"
Yeah, like eavesdropping something and just being like, "Excuse me, what was that? Can I help with that?"
Vicky has just said, "Us meddling." Yes.
She is the queen meddler.
So what about you, Gemma? What's been your favourite moment across, not just with like Delphine or anything, but across the board?
Gosh, there's been quite a lot of like individual little moments. I've not really done anything massive because I don't really stand for elections or anything like that. So there's none of those big dramatic moments. It's all little character things. With Delph, she's basically a walk and role play opportunity. The amount of people who have just barged up to me and gone, "You're a freeborn Mero." I've been Delphina for an event and a half, and it's caused so many little moments, and that's what I love. With Alandra, my first character, so she died in her first battle. Great. But I was it was the Black Plateau. It was that Black Plateau battle that absolutely murderized about 80 people. So yeah. So I was a battle physic, and every time I turned round, this same person, this same Kohan, was on the floor, and Delphina, Alandra's picking her up, and then eventually it's just like, what are you doing? And that was really entertaining. That entire battle was great up until I got eaten by a shark. Yeah, you know, everybody was under the influence of the Black Plateau, so everyone's got this role play influence going on them. So we're all sort of like slightly fighting each other at the same time. Got hacked down by one of my own banner mates because I tried to stop her from running into the enemy line. That was fun. Didn't get to shout at her IC because we both died. But standing that battle line, and all of the freeborn were shouting, "We are flame, we are glass, we are dust." That was atmospheric. It was
that
great.
really does get to you kind of emotionally when that starts happening.
Really
I think that's the perfect thing. I think everyone probably has a great story of being shouted at by a Kohan or being shouted at near a Kohan. I think like E2's battle 2019 when we were having to do Grendel stop the Grendel getting ghosts out of pillars. But the freeborn had to get onto the field, and we knew we were going to be attacked immediately. And then we had to hold the gate for as long as possible so that the rest of the Empire could come through.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that was it. The battle was a wash, and we were going to lose.
Yeah.
So we came through the gate, and there were Grendel. Sorry?
That was for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. We came through the gate, and there were Grendel directly to the left immediately. And yeah, you just suddenly have Vito, Aracelis, and the rest of the Kohan just scream, run! And they're in. They're there already. They got to see something to hit, and they went and hit it.
Yeah, that's the all over that is.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah,
fighting with I like fighting with the Brass Coast. You can hear them coming a mile away, and they're so.
I love fighting with Wintermark.
They're so. Yeah, they're so shiny as they go running off into a fight, and then get beaten up a little bit, and then they come stumbling back, and then I watch Wintermark go off and form their big shield wall and get beaten up a bit as well. So it's why I like having my own unit, because I just go off and do my own thing, and that's what I enjoy out of it. But yeah, that's really, really cool. So Moonchild's asked, I didn't know this myself. So Corsairs have weird superstitions. What are some of your favourite ones that you've heard of, if you have heard of any?
Yeah, I love the one of Corsairs' souls coming back as dolphins. It's so heretical, and I don't think any of the freeborn actually believe it, but we like messing with everybody else about it.
That's brilliant.
There's definitely kind of an acceptance amongst Corsairs. I don't know about the rest of the freeborn, where it's kind of like, we ask Rhiannos for a lot of help. Sometimes some of us don't come back, and that's okay. Yeah. We don't know where they've gone. We don't ask. Because some of them didn't come back from Bear Wraith.
Yeah.
It was just like, they're gone.
Awesome.
I think it's also the wearing of bits of wood.
As you do.
Also, like, important, yeah.
Yeah, as you do. Thanks for raiding there, Al. That's awesome. Thanks. Welcome the 6 people you brought. Thank you very much. Welcome. Make yourself at home. Ask questions. Get involved. Awesome. This is an interesting one. So this is from a brand new player. She's never been. She said, "How would you recommend new freeborn go about making friends and finding things to do?"
Go on, Henry. You're the newer player.
Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I first time to Anvil is you say anything along that lines, you'll get things thrown at you by everybody. In terms of freeborn, if you have anything you want to do, just start asking willy-nilly any group. They'll point you immediately to the group that if it isn't their thing.
It's them over there.
But like, I personally really enjoy helping new players now, because at least the first day of my first event was a complete wash. I was just completely overwhelmed by it. Yeah. I'd never done it before. So like, I'm more than happy to just spend a decent chunk of my game just leading new people to wherever they need to go and introducing them to people.
Yeah, it's nice to encounter them. A few events back, God, I can't remember what the plot was that I ended up getting involved in by accident. But there was two freeborn involved in it, and we're going on and we're doing all this plot and stuff, and then there was a little bit of a lull in the action, and one of them just sort of leaned into me and she went, "Oh, see, this is our first event," and I was just like, "Oh my God, you've like walked into something massive." And basically it was just that she'd happened to speak to someone and they'd gone, "Oh yes, I know what you can do," and just give them plot. So seriously, just talk to someone else. You know, that group looks cool. Go and talk to them. If they don't have something for you to do, someone will, especially with the magic phrase. Just say you're new to Anvil, someone will adopt you immediately.
Yeah.
It will probably be me.
Yeah.
I want to grab more people. What can I say?
No, that's really cool.
If it's not you, it's the jackals are quite good at it. At least one of our number does very active recruitment in the field.
The Kohan are always on it as well.
The Kwanya, well, yeah.
Yeah. So,
If you look like blind, they'll get you.
Yeah. I mean,
if all you want to do is scrap as a new player and you say it, you'll be immediately pointed that way.
Yeah, just I mean, anything that you want to do, just go and talk to anybody. A lot of people in the field are friendly, and it's quite easy to spot the new players when they're setting up as well. So you'll find that the experienced heads will come over and say hi, and then introduce you to people. So you will know people before time in. So that's really good as well. So right, what's the time? Doing pretty well for time. So I haven't started my 10-minute goodbye yet, so we're doing well. So I've got this one's focused at you, Gemma. This is by Pete. This is from Pete. So with so many outfits to choose from, how do you know what to wear on any particular day?
Well, that's yeah, I don't basically. I do have a specific outfit, so like you can see, I've got yellow and pink, and I've got blue here. I don't really mix and match between the colours so often. I have this outfit that's got multiple layers, this outfit that's got multiple layers. Really, it'll depend how wet or dry it is, how cold it is, and so on and so forth. The packing is the harder part because I now have so much kit for Delphina that if I lay it all out, I will just be going, I don't know what to bring. I don't know what to bring. So I overpack anyway. Always overpack just in case you get wet. If you get soaked through to your skin and you've only got one kit, that's it. You're going to be soaking all weekend, and you don't want trench foot.
No.
So if that's a question in the vein of how should I make kit, I do highly recommend picking a colour scheme and building everything around that colour scheme, because then you can make multiple outfits from a relatively small amount of kit. It's purely because I make stuff like it's gone out of fashion that I've got as much as I have.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. That's really cool. So someone's been naughty and left their phone on.
That was me.
Naughty. I would ask Henry about kit, but Henry's kit is blue. I wear blue.
Blue, green, purple, gold.
Excellent.
That's it.
So we'll finish on this question. So, if you could recommend one piece of essential kit to identify yourself as a freeborn, as a new player, what is it?
Tagglemust.
Yeah.
It's some people will tell you it's a taggle must and you have to wear one. You don't, but it is really, really, really easy way to just plonk Tagglemust on head.
No one is ever gonna like be like, oh, sorry, what nation are you in? If you're wearing a Tagglemust.
No, they will know.
Also, they work really well if it's really hot. Like they work, no sweat in your face or anything like that when you're on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. So I like to finish on this question. It's become one of my favourites. What is it you are looking forward to doing the most when you get back into the field? Henry, do you want to go take that one first?
I'm actually bringing in quite a good friend as her first ever LARP experience as my sister.
Nice.
So I think just seeing her excitement bouncing off the walls, everything everyone's had planned over the longest of darks, and I think just seeing how the Freeborn camp's going to be so different.
Yeah.
Every event I went to, the Freeborn camp changed.
Yeah.
So I'm now wondering where are we going to be? How are they going to fit us in?
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. There's so many people who've joined who've never been to the field yet.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many new people.
It's going to be great. It's going to be really, really good. So about you, Gemma, what is the first thing you're going to do?
A few things. So I have some new coven plans. So that one. Interfering in more things because Mero will interfere with everything. And getting back around those tea shops, oh my god. There's so many tea shops in Anvil, and it's like my hobby within a hobby. But yeah, definitely magic shenanigans. It's entertaining.
Awesome. That's really, really cool. It's really nice to hear what everybody's looking forward to doing, and it keeps the keen going and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I mean, go on, mate.
I was just gonna say, having so many new people on like social media and stuff over since E4 happened to now, who are still just so raring to go, and it's just really helps you get keen again when you're having that dip.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
It does.
It's fantastic. I mean, the good thing for me is that because I do this, so I've got keen on as a never-ending drip, really. Because 3 times a week I come on and I'm doing this, and it's fantastic. So it's really, really cool. Thank you so much, ET, for coming on. It's been really, really cool, and it's hopefully you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, all good.
So yeah, we'll have to do a bit more, get more people back on, and just see what everyone's experience was like going back into the field again. Because I'm worried that it's going to be built up so much that people are going to turn up in the field and go, "Oh, is this it?" So
not a chance.
No, but fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you.
Yay for the best coast.
Thanks for the bits there, Ben. That's awesome. Yay for the breast coast? Best coast. Awesome. Apologies, I can't talk. I've still not learned how to talk properly. Thanks for those bits as well, Joe. Yes, also for them. Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, so that's Brass Coast done. I feel that we should get a few people together, a load of Brass Coast people together, to talk about Broken Wheel properly and hash out a load of ideas. That'd be great fun to do. So what else we got? What am I doing this week? What have I got? Oh, Friday got Claire coming on. Gifted a sub. Awesome. Breast Coast confirmed. Yes. Thank you, English Valkyrie. I appreciate it. Thanks for gifting the sub there as well, Pete. That's awesome. Yeah, so I've got Claire coming on. We're just going to have a nice LARPy type chat, and it'll be nice and chilled, and everything will be good. There's other things going on, and I've forgotten them all already because that's how I roll. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming along to watch, chat, donate bits, subscribe, follow, and all of that. Hopefully you join. If we can put the link to the Discord in chat, someone. So if you're new and not part of it, feel free, come join us. We're a very friendly bunch. We all chill, chat, and laugh. No, I guess I'll do it. Thank you, Panda. So yeah, so we got all of that. Feel free, come and be one of us. But yeah, so yeah, thank you everybody for yes, that Claire. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming along and doing that. Take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Oh, I thought I heard the captain say, "Leave her, Johnny, leave her."